Hi, I'm Melanie from Nova Scotia, Canada, and this is Adventures in Groceryland. This is the finale for the $21 grocery budget challenge and pantry build. This is the final pantry update. This is going to show you everything that we have left after the 14 weeks. So the challenge was 14 weeks. There was two of us, and we each spent $21 weekly. So a $42 weekly cash budget. That means the grand total over the 14 weeks was $588 cash spent. And we've eaten, and this is what we have left. This is to show that you can indeed accumulate a pantry and eat well on a very small budget. All right, everybody. The $21 grocery budget challenge is over. We did it for 14 weeks. I'm just giving a pan over here of everything that we have left. So that's the most important thing to remember. What we have left. We paid or spent $588 cash. And it doesn't matter how much I increase my buying power over the 14 weeks. The goal was to get as much as I possibly could and not pay any more than $42 cash. I wanted to increase my budget. So the focus to remember is I only spent $588. We ate extremely well for 14 weeks, minusing, say, first week and second week. Those were tight weeks, and I made some sacrifices during those weeks so that the following weeks would be better. Everybody can sacrifice a little bit. Short term, right? Short term pain, long-term gain. I'm sure you've heard that saying before. So let's get right down to what we have left. You can see by this quantity of food, it is absolutely, totally possible to eat well on a small budget. It does take time. You need to put in the work. But for me, putting in the work is well worth the reward. And the reward is I don't pay that much for my groceries. And I feel like we're eating, in general, moderately well. Let's start with the pantry supplies. So 3 different kinds of supplies here. There's pantry supplies, fridge supplies, and frozen goods. So I've got everything kind of tucked around here in the back. I have got a 10-pound bag of potatoes unopened. We have a small bag of potatoes with a few left in it. This is icing sugar, regular sugar, whole wheat flour. 2 bottles of Compliments pasta sauce, unopened. Some Starbucks coffee, espresso, unopened. We have in the back here, we've got olives, 2 cans of mushrooms, canola oil, tomato soup, mushroom soup, tuna, 2 cans of tomatoes, diced tomatoes, 2 cans of clams. This is a marinade / salad dressing. That is orzo. And in the back, there is hamburger helper, a small amount of Harvest Crunch left, like maybe 1/8 of the package, and unopened. That's another kind of granola, unopened. I have unopened bacon dippers. On the bottom there, you can see that General Mills, that is pancake mix, that is opened. I have Triscuit crackers, those are opened. The Smart fettuccine is opened. Underneath of that, we have lasagna noodles, that's also opened. Then I have 4 250 milliliter jars of pizza sauce that I made from tomatoes that I purchased, and 125 milliliters. We've got peanut butter that is left. We have oat nog here, unopened. I have some opened tortilla chips. I do have a little bit of brown sugar left in there. That is on the left, yeast, and on the right, baking powder. And then I was able to buy some spices. So I have ground cinnamon, oregano, basil. I have some red garlic. I have guacamole spice or seasoning, CCB seasoning, and on the bottom, that is 3 onion. In this little bag here, this is nutmeg. I have popcorn in the back, lentils, beans, and dried cranberries. I also have an unopened package of summer savory. I have 5 unopened packages of Epicure meal solutions. This one is a dip. and this is a half a package left. I have eggs in here. There's less than half a dozen. I have wonton wraps. So for cheese, I have this opened block of cheddar. I have this remnants left of smoke flavored, and that package of mozzarella is unopened. I have this very small piece of pepperoni left. I have about a half a package of Kraft singles and maybe 3 of the sharp cheddar Kraft singles in the back here. Unopened package of salami, unopened package of ham in the back here. This is homemade bread, and it's not full, but there's more than half of a loaf in there. I have rotini or fusilli, and this is about a quarter of a package left. In the back, spinach. I have 2 hamburger buns, 1 hot dog bun, and some juice. I have ketchup. So here we're starting to get into condiments. I have ketchup, soy sauce, mustard, Tingly Ted's hot sauce. In the back, I have 2 liters of lactose-free milk, so that is Natrel. We've used a little bit out of this, but I've been saving it for a recipe. I have minced garlic. We've got pickles. On the bottom, in this big container, in the bottom, that's about half full of homemade yogurt. I have about a third left of the cottage cheese. There's also about a third left of the sour cream, and this is leftover pieces of peppers. I have 1 brick of butter unopened and this little bit left of another brick. I have iceberg lettuce. This whole bag is filled with limes. This is a piece of a squash. We have 1, 2, 3 onions, 1 zucchini, 2 bananas, 1 sweet potato, a cucumber that's seen better days, an unopened bag of carrots. I have 1 carrot left from a previous bag, a small portion left of cucumber. This was going to be in a recipe, but it had a soft spot in it, so I couldn't use it like the other one. So I have a piece of pepper. I should probably put it in that other container. Some more fresh items. This whole container is filled with apples, and then sitting on top of the apples, I have 1 mushroom, 1 tomato, 1 orange. I have some blueberries, and I have 1 mango. Now we're getting into the frozen goods, and I have scallops, lobster, shrimp. Behind the shrimp, this is chicken strips. It's opened. Burgers, also opened. There's 4 burgers left, and I would say there's just under a half of a package left of the chicken strips. We have 1 Crave dinner. We have frozen berries. Back here, this is frozen watermelon that I processed and frozen pineapple that I processed. We have 1 chicken breast, bone in, skin on. We have a club pack of drumsticks. This is 2 small steaks. That is a package of ground pork. This is meatballs that I made. We have, and these are all partial bags, yellow and green beans. We have the broccoli and pepper blend. We have some Brussels sprouts. I was looking for the word there. We have some peas, and the peas is the least amount. All of the other packages have more than the peas. I have some corn here, some black beans. This is almost from week 1 or 2. I have a small portion of a hot smoky left. I have 3 prepared fajita bags, and these are peppers and onions. This is turkey or chicken. I'm not that great at labeling. This is ham, and there's enough, and I've separated it here in the middle so that I can take out one side or the other for omelets. And this is enough ham on the bottom here for a casserole. I have 2 sausages left. I think those were honey garlic. I have 1 pound of lean ground beef. Those are pork chops. That is chicken thighs. And then we have this great big haddock. And yes, it's thawed because I'm processing this today. So as you can see, this is frozen leftover stuffed pepper, and we threw this in the freezer because we could make some kind of a bowl with it. This is one of the stuffed peppers left over, and this is frozen pepperoni and lasagna that we have left over. We were getting to the end, so I was trying really hard not to have lots of leftover food. I feel like this is a really good showing. And I know this was a small budget, $42. Yes, that is a challenge for us. We normally don't spend $42 between the two of us, but we normally don't spend a huge amount more. Our regular grocery budget is, I'm going to say, between $60 and $80. And every once in a while it spikes up. Say I go to Gateway and do a buy, or I go to Costco and I do a buy, or something really great comes on sale and I want to stock up. And then there's lots of weeks where I don't hit that much. It's a lot easier to manage on a small budget when you have a pantry to rely on. So this is just the pantry that we have accumulated over 14 weeks. Just imagine what kind of a pantry you could have if you just keep accumulating food in your pantry. And as things go out, something else goes in. Just watching the sales, watching for good deals, increasing your buying power as you can. It is totally manageable to live on a small budget. Some of the things that you don't see here, we don't buy a lot of things like soda. I have juice in the back, but we don't typically buy juice. I bought that specifically to use as a mix in smoothies. It was actually way cheaper than buying milk or non-dairy milk, and it was a nice change for us. We don't buy a lot of processed foods. So yes, we do have some crackers here, but we don't buy tons of this stuff. Most of the things that you see here, not all, but most of the things that you see here are ingredients, and I just use them to make the things that I want instead of buying pre-processed meals that are made for me. So yeah, just using some simple strategies, you can really, really make a change in your life. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to let me know. Thanks everybody for tuning in. I really appreciate your support. I love comments, and I'd love to hear what you have to say. What are you looking for coming up next? Because this was real life, we included items that we received as gifts for Christmas. So I didn't buy these, but we did have access to these. And as you can see, we didn't actually use that much of anything. It was 2 bottles of Montana's barbecue sauce. One is opened, salsa and beets. This was Starbucks holiday blend. You can see I've been using that. There's that much left. Icing, pistachios. The handsome one got ooey gooey queso as a dip and hollandaise sauce as a dip. Got churro seasoning for popcorn. He got cookie brownie mix, cinnamon toast crunch cake. Icing, I got almonds. We both got the maple syrup. We both received, this is a pulled pork spice, and this was a taco spice. So it's showing that it's very fun to receive consumables as gifts. And there is a few things that are gone from here that we've already consumed. Yeah, this is just to be like full transparency, items that we received and we're using or could have used. I definitely have some tips. So my biggest tips are shop the flyers. Just shop the sales. Even if you're not looking for clearance items, just shop the sales that are easily available to you. Don't waste food. So use every little bit of what you have purchased. The end cost you just as much as what the beginning did. So there's lots of ways that you can use those last little scraps, freeze, preserve, and be adventurous. You can use spices and sauces to vary dramatically the same ingredients into different meals. Thanks so much for following along. I really appreciate your support. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to leave a comment. And thanks so much. Have a great week, everyone.